I have medical needs. Oh wait. Hi guys.
Hi.
Puto.
Puto, guys. We've been hearing that dog bark all morning.
Alright, puto guys, it's a Philippine pastry, it's white.
We'll throw it a shot.
Puto translates to bread, which is a very bad translation really. It's basically a white fluffy pastry.
Guys, basically in a nutshell, for those of you that aren't Filipino, I find it to be nothing but an actual like pancake mix, because they sell a pancake mix that's a puto mix. And basically to me it tastes like
It's
a weird
sweet.
pancake.
It's
yeah.
sweet. They usually put nougat on it. It's actually really good.
When did they have nougat on it?
Yeah, they do.
They have ants on it sometimes.
They even have cheese on them. It was especially in the holidays.
Ants.
Ants. Oh, guys, ants and honey goes great with everything.
Oh my God, I'll have to throw a shot of that. George was discussing. Really quick before we get on with this, Heidi's still dealing with heat and bugs again. And we had bought a pizza because I wasn't feeling good. I just,
Hawaiian pizza.
So a Hawaiian pizza.
Thanks, Josh.
So George had went and picked up 2 pizzas, which covered us for the last 2 days. And actually, I think we ate on it for almost 3 days. But we left it here on our table. It didn't take more than an hour. It was swarmed
With ants.
with ants. I was doing some things and editing, and
But-
George was doing.
When we put regular food, how long does it take for ants to get there?
Right, if it's not something sweet, if you leave something, like we've left rice in a container, like if I eat something,
left
they don't,
steak out there.
and they don't mess with it.
They don't
But
mess with it.
It's usually the sweeter items that they're looking at. So, mind you, this is Filipino pizza, and it's mostly made with that sweet sauce spaghetti stuff. Spaghetti sauce
Yeah,
that they
and they
actually
swarmed
use.
it, guys.
Swarmed
Never
it.
happened before, ever.
I came out
ever.
and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like famished because I was laying up in bed, and when I came out and picked it up, I took a few bites and I looked down, and the whole box must have been like 1,000. George was like, that's a delicacy. And I said, well, yeah, I know in some countries I've been to, they've had chocolate covered ants, and I've seen them fry the ants in other Asian countries. And then George, you mentioned
Honey covered ants.
Yeah, tell them how they do
Well,
it.
ants and honey. But anyway, well, okay, guys, it's actually a U.S. thing. Ants and honey is actually a U.S. thing. Basically, Indians would get sticks, dip it in honey, and then let it sit out, and then ants would swarm it and get stuck, and then you eat it. Good in protein. But anyway, guys, if you guys watched my last walk, this was the attempt of the locals trying to replicate Western pizza, and I said, I wonder if it passes. Does it?
I love Filipinos.
Okay, guys, they did try. They did make. They did get a
It is-
thinner crust, and they did make it toasty. But
It was good. I mean, you guys just aren't used to the same pizza,
It's
whether
not
it's from
Western.
Italy.
Hawaiian.
It's not United States, it's not Europe. Again, guys, remember you're in the Philippines, and it's kind of an adaptable thing, but most of them sell the same type of pizza, and it's more like the pizza that you would make from Chef Boyardee or something. It's like a real thick, fluffy crust, because no matter what you do with that one, you bake at home. But the sauce is much sweeter. What I'm saying is the bread part of it is the same.
Yeah, I mean, quite honestly, I can't. The only time I replicated Filipino pizza in the U.S. is I actually made it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's nothing quite like it. To be honest with you.
Right.
It's not bad.
Sweet
guys.
sauce.
It's
It's
just
not real.
Western-
Most of it doesn't
Western
have
pizza.
like a real cheese. It's drizzled in some sort of liquid cheese sauce, and
Mhm.
but it was really good, guys, and I appreciate it. We're going to do a great shout out to a few of our viewers, and we'll try to do this more often. The first one is to Philippine My Paradise. Hi, Ned.
Hey, Ned. Hi, guys. Love your comments.
Love your
Thanks
guys'
for your support,
everybody's
Ned.
comments, and thank you everybody for your support, and thank you for all your generosity, and you guys. But thank you so much for your actual comments, and then also to Zane Underwood. He said that we're quickly becoming my favorite vloggers. Thank you for everything you do, and thank you for watching.
Thanks, Zane.
And then the last one, George.
Oh, this is Mr. Chidargo?
Mr. Chidargo.
Mr. Chidargo. I love that name.
It's supposed to be Mrs.
Mr.
because,
Chidargo.
hey, Dad, we're going to have to censor that or lie, lie to the ad people.
All right, Mr. Chidargo.
Said that they would love to actually come here and that they can't take the heat. And believe me, with my lupus, guys, and I do have lupus, the heat is very rough on people that have skin conditions. Plus, if your skin is fair, which I am, for those that come here with European, you know, I'm part German, part French, but born in America, the skin thing out in the sun, you'll need the sunscreen. Also, with the heat and the moisture, you're going to need tons of baby powder. So baby powder and sunscreen will become necessary, but she's right about the heat. Today we'll hit 99 without humidity. With humidity, we're talking 110 today. And we're doing this vlogs. Usually we do them early in the morning, and it will be extremely hot
It's still
today.
early,
George
but,
is,
yeah.
you know, it's still early, but it's already getting near 90 degrees already. So it is hot. It's very tropical. It's nothing like you guys expect in Florida. Now, not everybody's area is the same. We keep getting people that are responding about their areas. If you go to certain areas, it will stay 88, 87, 88, but we're talking still 67% humidity with
And again,
water on the
at
walls.
if you're in the province area, provincial areas, it will be cooler because, of course, concrete traps heat and cold. But since Philippines is mostly hot, traps in heat.
Right, so it depends on the area. It can be cool, but I wouldn't want to still live in some of those areas for certain reasons. So, and had a few viewers, and the last one, Mr. Chidargo or Mrs. Chidargo, had asked, we've had inquiries before, I've stated a few times about my spider bite, why I'm so afraid of the bugs and ants and all that. It's not because I'm just being I'm not going to say the word but it's not because I'm just being a stuck-up expat or a female and being sensitive. I got bit by a brown recluse spider and almost lost my leg in the early 90s. So it was out in the country when I had a farm. So I almost did. And it still reopens, a lot of muscle damage. I have to take medication for it. So my right leg is severely messed up, and it does cause me problems, quite a bit of problems, but I pushed through it and everything. So, but I did get bit by the brown recluse, recovered. It took over a month or so in the hospital, but it still reoccurringly opens. They still have no answer because it went all the way to the bone. It was an oversized hole big enough to put a few golf balls in, and it just never healed up. So, but anyways, guys, we're going to get on to the actual topic at hand. And did you have a question for the people? For comments? That we asked you guys to leave all kinds of comments and, you know, to contact us at Philippine Antics. I'm throwing you up there.
We have a lot of pet lovers out there, guys. Give us the name of your pet and what is it? It could be a turtle. I had a turtle before. I love my turtle.
Aww.
So
we had turtles and rabbits.
Yeah, we had rabbits. We have a duck. We had
chickens.
Yeah. Well, basically, I had a little mini farm in the back of my yard because I had a big yard in the U.S. I actually miss them.
Yeah.
So guys, give us the name of your pets and tell us what they are. I mean. We'd love to hear from you.
And we do read all of our comments and we do respond. If we get a ton of them, it's...
But keep them clean, guys. YouTube automatically, if you say anything that's derogatory, it automatically just cleans it out. Just so you guys know, some of you guys will.
Well, we have a moderator, so it's rare that it doesn't make it past our moderator. But there is a list of words that they won't post, and it's for YouTube and AdSense. You know, we do have our advertising on our channel, so when you guys watch, it's much appreciated because that's how we make our revenue. Which, by the way, we are still unmonetized, no matter what people are thinking. On YouTube, as we discussed, for those of you guys are coming, if you plan to run a YouTube channel, there are rules. Some think that they can file taxes in the U.S. and they don't have to do anything here, but technically by law, you are supposed to register as a business. If you're here more than 6 months in the Philippines, you are considered an actual resident. Whether you've applied for the visas, whether you've applied for the paperwork, you're still here more than 6 months. You do, actually even beforehand, you're supposed to register as a business here. If you're just coming in here on vacation, or you're just a short-termer and you're running a YouTube channel, then pay your taxes in the US, UK, by all means. But for like us and George, it's actually considered freelancing, and it would be registered as a business. There's a long step to go through. You got to go get all your, TIN numbers. You have to, it's a lot of actual work, but we haven't been monetized yet. We have commercials, but we're not monetized. I guess I'm rambling on about that. Yeah. But yeah, just prepare for that. But we're going to get on to our actual vlog. We're going to talk really quick on George isn't awake yet.
Well, no, it's not that. Okay, guys, just so you know, none of our vlogs are rehearsed, scripted, or anything. We just have a little list, okay, guys?
That we discuss.
Right.
And this is, like every morning, we have a list of your guys' suggestions, and this has come up over and over and over again. We've been watching other vloggers. We do appreciate the other vloggers that are out there. But we're hearing from them, we're hearing from our own people, we're seeing it with our own actual eyes. So the topic today is reasonable expectations in the Philippines, whether it's your travel insurance, whether it's your groceries you're going to pay for, your electricity, whether it's going to be you visiting on vacation or just being an expat.
Right, and guys, remember, things change, aka because of what's going on with Russia right now. That affects us here too, okay guys? And also, again, like Heidi was talking about YouTubers, guess what? What you see on YouTube, most of it isn't real. And the other side of that coin, what I'm getting at is, most of these YouTubers are backpackers. First off, they have youth on their side.
Yes, hence the heat, the weather, getting around on jeepneys and cheap transportation.
Right. And along with youth, and I mean, I hate to say it, size. I mean, I'm getting bigger too, but
there are a lot of big expats. I'm a big German woman, 6 foot plus size, and I'm seeing guys all over Walking Street. We had just shown, we had put, we've been over there recently, and they're getting bigger and bigger, so they just can't jump. They're not only up there in age, but remember your age and remember your actual size when you get here, which applies to a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, what we're saying is, since the country is reopened, there's a lot of expats watching these other YouTubers giving these unrealistic expectations that they can just jump in with a backpack and they're good. Guys, I mean, unless you're a viewer that's in 30 years of age and younger, yeah, of course you'll fall in that category. But if you're any up there, remember, most of the clothes size here won't fit you. AKA, you really can't live off your backpack anymore.
Right, so... And the expectations, I'm going to throw that out there. If you guys are coming here to actually live as a permanent expat, most of these guys have sold everything. They're coming over here. They don't know anybody. So first off, you really need to get to know some people. I would come here and visit a few times.
Right.
Secondly, you cannot come over here with a plane ticket and 1,000 USD. You're going to hear other YouTubers saying that's what I showed up with. Guys, we're not going to sugarcoat it. We are the original people that have said, do your own due diligence. That comes from our channel, and also it comes from our channel to say we're not going to sugarcoat it. We've been saying that since the beginning. And you can't come over here with 1,000 USD. Can you? Sure, there are Filipinos that come over here and can set up house for $1,000, but that's not reasonable for the Western standard or even Asian standard to think that they can come over here now. This is the new Philippines, guys, and you can't come over here with 1,000 USD to set up house or to vacation. We heard there was this guy that only came in with $500-600 US for 2 weeks.
Can't do that.
And there's a difference between being frugal.
Yeah, and guys, again, some of you who've never traveled the world before, don't think, okay, oh wait, $1 here is 52 pesos, so that means for each dollar I have is $52 there. It's not. That is not how conversion works, guys.
It doesn't mean that the things are cheap here, like cat food to rice.
Normally, I would say 3 times is the equivalent of your dollar. So for every dollar you have $3. But now, because of the gas prices going up, everything's going up, I would say on a safe bet, double your money, which is pretty much where you're at right now because of the ongoing war.
For example, the same hotels that were in Angeles City. Now, we suggest first off you pre-book your hotels if you actually can. Don't think that you can just come in and get a hotel like you used to or at a reasonable price. Now, I put up prices the other day and you guys are like, that's pretty reasonable to us. Well, yeah, compared to the US, you're paying $150 a night, but you're going to get what you actually pay for here. You come into a $25 a night hotel, you're going to get exactly what you paid for. Some only have fans, some have ACs. They're going to be in bad neighborhoods that you're not going to want to be in. So you get what you pay for. But if you guys are coming here to visit, our suggestion is a pre-booked hotel. And also don't come here with $5 US for the 2 weeks. We recommend easily 1,000 or more USD a week. So I'd bring a couple thousand. I wouldn't even arrive here with less
a week,
than that.
Guys. And the reason why we say that is because, again, there's a difference between vacationing and living.
Right. So you usually have your girlfriend, you have your boyfriend, you have people and family that you're coming here to impress. So don't come over here being a cheap Charlie. I'm starting to say there's a difference between being frugal and being a cheap Charlie. It's okay to watch your pennies like us. We spend 60,000 pesos, but we also save money each month, plus we actually have a savings. So there's a big difference. We came here with X amount of money on top of our savings to set up our place, and it's still what costs. We put up a budget before. It still costs, not as much as buying items in the U.S., but people have like a perception they're just going to come get a bed for 100 USD.
Right.
Sure, if you want to throw a mattress on the floor and you want to spend $20 US for that or $30 US, anything is possible over here, from living like a Filipino out in the province all the way up to Big Baller and Makati. I mean, there are places that cost 4, 5, 6,000 US. And these are really super fancy places. You know, they got all the expensive shops, so it just depends on how you're going to live.
Yeah, and guys, quite honestly, even if you do want to go cheap, here's the thing. You don't have time to find out where cheap is, if that makes any sense.
Right.
You don't have the time.
You get here on vacation, and you have the resorts and stuff. We started to price resorts just in the last couple of days, thinking, okay, it's time to get out and let you guys see what's going on. And when we started pricing resorts, the ones right here in this area were 4,000 or 5,000 pesos,
They're insane, guys.
7,000 pesos, and we calculated that was like 100, 150, and some of them just had a fan in the room, and it was a rickety old shack that was on the beach. Sorry, I'm not paying for service. You guys have to pay for what you're actually getting, and we get it. But if you go out in Pangulo or some of these islands,
Panglao.
Oh, sorry, Pangulo, Panglao.
Bohol.
Or any of these fancy islands where there are resorts and you think, oh, we can afford that. Yeah, for a couple hundred USD a night, that's without food, that's without transportation. You could set up a pre-package, but you want to make sure it's accredited. So point is, guys, things are going up there in price. You go into Angel City, you start drinking, that could cost you a few hundred USD. Be like, oh, I just get a few red horses and kick it with a girl. It all still costs money. Some of these bars want you to pay for a reserve table, which is about $100 US. And can you come here? We're not saying that you can't not come here with that kind of money. I just wouldn't do it. And which will bring us around. We're going to wrap this up with groceries are up there in price, gas is up there in price, everything is rising. Is it still less expensive than the U.S.? Of course it is.
Yes.
Rent is more than, it's only a third of what it is. Like our rent's only $200 US a month, but how are you going to run your electricity? That could cost you $200-300 US a month if you run the AC every night throughout the house every day, and it could cost money. So how you live is going to affect how your cost is actually here. So everything is on the rise. The same with medical. We have people here that want to only pay for 1 month worth of medical so they can just enter the country, and they want to stay all 36 months. By law, you're supposed to follow the immigration law. You're supposed to pay for all 36 months if that's what you're actually going to do. I wouldn't want to be caught without the paperwork if somebody asked for it. When you go to renew your visa each time, are they going to ask for it? Probably not. But by law, they're supposed to ask you about that renewal of the insurance that you're required as a visitor visa. In other words, visa-free privileges are required to have that travel medical insurance that covers $35,000. So if you cannot afford the insurance every month, I'm sorry, you guys really should not be here, because it ranges from $30 on up to several hundred US dollars a month. It is very dangerous to be in this country without medical. Anything can happen. We see people with diabetes, their feet are all swollen and messed up. The heat can bring on strokes, heart attacks, medical things happen here.
Yeah, and guys, I know some of you will say, well, they don't ask for this. They don't. Okay, here's the thing, guys. Philippines is relatively inconsistent, especially by area. So remember, what they did not ask of one person, but if it's on the list, they can ask you all of a sudden. Now, again, if it's on the list, they can ask you. So.
And there's all new rules, guys. The Philippines always changes. We are the most inconsistent country in the world as far as immigration. So we've known, the Filipina P, hi Filipina P, hi P. As she has stated, she has gone to several offices trying to help out her people, and she's gone to 4 or 5 offices to help out, and there was a different answer at every immigration office. So it's going to be very inconsistent. That's why we always recommend that you guys get with a visa advocate, somebody that deals in immigration. You can hire them in inexpensive. Don't let them charge you that 50,000 pesos for something. And I'll throw this down in the link, the person that helps with that here in the Philippines. But guys, everything's inconsistent here. Be prepared. Insurance wise, be prepared here money wise. Don't come here being a cheap Charlie. It's okay to be frugal like we are. We spend money, but we still watch our budget, because we have money set aside for medical. If something happens, you really can be in trouble. Now, we'll probably do another video in regards to medical. Some prefer the insurance, and insurance is an issue over here, where sometimes they pay out even for the big companies. They tend to look over the bills. They're not paying their bills here in the Philippines, and 9 out of 10 times you got to pay for your medical up front. They do not just cover you and let you in with a card like you could in Europe or UK or over in the United States. So it's not the same. They will require your payment up front. Like literally you could be cut and they're just standing there like, well, where's your insurance? Now we know that happens in the US too, but more often not. So some people are just choosing, like we have insurance in the US, and then we have the PhilHealth system here, but we also have where it's good to have the cash to just pay for things, because a lot of those won't even cover, and I can't fly back to the US when something goes wrong, guys. It's not really reasonable. You got to have exit clearances if you're here more than 6 months. Almost everybody requires an exit clearance to get out of here, which is a whole nother topic, guys. So, but George is still have to say, well, a little bit. So all right, guys, we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you guys for all your support, and thank you so much. Be sure to comment. We asked you guys earlier about the questions about your pets. We want to hear about them. We really do. And contact us at Philippine Antics over there, gmail.com. I started mentioning that earlier. George lost that. And give us a thumbs down, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I can't. Oh wow! I was thinking about that hitchhiking, where there was a definition of a hitchhiker. I doubt anybody's seen a hitchhiker in a long time.
That's a great show.
That is a good show. But thank you guys. And as we always say, keep your heads up and your hearts open, and we will see you guys soon in the Philippines. Bye, guys. Oh boy.
Can we have a housemate? A live-in housemate?
Yeah, I heard they're about 5,000, 10,000 a month or something for a couple days a week or something. But
you have to add a couple thousand for birth control.
Why do you?
Oh.
Birth control? What? Extra kids to feed, George? I don't think so. You're never getting a housekeeper. Looking for a male housekeeper, 18 to 20.
Oh.
Male, I said. George just ain't right.